So you're thinking about moving to Oak Hill, Tennessee, but you kind of want to know the good and the bad, the pros and the cons, what you should look out for, what to expect, and possibly what you should avoid before making that move to Oak Hill, Tennessee. Well, we're going to cover all of that in this video today, and you're going to want to stick around to the end because we're going to cover a couple of cons as well, and we're going to get after it right now.
So if this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything there is about living in Nashville, Tennessee or surrounding areas, then hit the subscribe button, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Nashville. My name is Indro, my partner Tommy and I, we get daily calls and emails from people like you who are looking to make their move to Nashville, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Happy to help you make a smooth move to Nashville. So as I mentioned, or at least what Tommy mentioned, is we're going to talk about the pro and a couple of cons about living in Oak Hill, Tennessee. So Oak Hill is located in Davidson County. It is located south of Nashville. It takes you about 15 minutes of a drive to get to downtown Nashville, and it's about a 20-minute drive to the airport. So it's really, really ideal located because you're like literally right in between Nashville and Brentwood, which is another popular suburb of Nashville. And we also created a full vlog tour that will give you a better understanding what it would be like to actually live in Oak Hill, so you definitely want to check that out as
Absolutely.
well. So, but let's start with a couple of pros about Oak Hill, and let's start with pro number one, which is livability. So Oak Hill is rated to be the #1 best place to raise a family in Davidson County. So, and that is literally based on several factors such as crime rate, cost of living, all that other good stuff. So that's why Oak Hill is really, really popular, at least in Davidson County, because it has that rating according to niche.com.
Yeah, absolutely. And another pro of living in Oak Hill is the cost of living. So the cost of living in Oak Hill, Tennessee is going to be a little bit more than the state average here in Tennessee. However, it's about 5% lower than the national average because of the general affordability of living in Tennessee. There's no state taxes and things of that nature. So if you looked at our full vlog tour of Oak Hill, you'll notice that the median home price is around $920,000. So, there is that to consider when moving to Oak Hill. However, the overall cost of living is a little bit lower. For example, just the average price of some daily goods that you'll need to survive would be as follows. So for a gallon of milk, you're looking at about $3.84. A loaf of bread, $3.43 roughly. A gallon of gasoline at the time of shooting this video, just a little over $3 a gallon. The average person pays roughly around $210 a month for their utility bill, and the internet bill, you're looking at roughly about $65 to $70. So very affordable when you look at the state average, but just a little higher than the national average. But that's kind of the price you pay to live in one of the most desirable and affluent communities in the greater Nashville area.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And like Tommy says, which is really helpful is just to give you an idea in your head, like what it would cost, living here, like your daily life expenses. And from some of you who come from California or somewhere else, that might be a lot lower, those expenses, than if you would live in California or somewhere else. So this kind of gives you a better understanding what it would actually cost, to live here. So let's just talk about another pro, which are excellent schools. So Oak Hill has a couple of, good rated public schools such as Glendale Elementary School and John Overton High School, but there are also a number of private schools here in the area that are top rated. And I'm thinking about Ensworth, I'm thinking about Battleground Academy and Montgomery Bell Academy. So there's definitely a selection of top-rated schools here in the area.
And when you're thinking about excellent schools, you're most likely thinking about that for your family, right? Which leads us into our next pro, which is super important for anyone who is looking to move to Oak Hill with a family of any size whatsoever. And that's the fact that the crime rate in Oak Hill is incredibly low. The crime rate in Oak Hill, Tennessee is actually 65% lower than the national average. It is a very quiet, very safe neighborhood, lots of children running around and playing. You'll also find families every weekend just about at the national park that we had talked about. If you didn't look at our full vlog tour, Radnor Lake State Park. So parents and children are always out hiking, enjoying nature in a super safe environment.
Okay, so let's talk about the next pro, which is the job market. However, Oak Hill is not really like a business hub, but you are only 15 minutes away from Nashville, like the downtown area, which is a booming industry. So like one of the main employers is like Vanderbilt, Belmont University. So that's only a small selection of job opportunities that Nashville has to offer. Now, on the other hand, if you live in Oak Hill, like I mentioned, you are literally in between Brentwood and Nashville. And even if you're gonna drive 20 minutes south of Oak Hill, you'll get to Franklin. Another booming industry that has a lot of job opportunities right there. So you are literally in between two cities that have so many job opportunities.
All right, so now that we've covered the pros of living in Oak Hill, Tennessee, we're gonna talk about a few cons. And to just be fully transparent and honest with you, we had to really kind of stretch to find these cons because there's not really anything negative to living in Oak Hill, Tennessee. But that being said, the first con that we could come up with is the fact that the median home price is roughly $920,000. So right away, if you're looking, if you're someone who's looking to spend anything less than, I would say probably $850,000 on your home, then Oak Hill, Tennessee probably isn't going to be the right move for you. You're simply going to be priced out of that marketplace. And so, depending on where you're at, where your price point is at, where you're at in your life and your finances, that median home price point could be a drawback or a con for you as far as moving to Oak Hill, Tennessee.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at another con, which is basically a little bit common in Nashville because it has grown so fast over the last couple of years, is traffic. During rush hour, it can get pretty congested a little bit, especially around the main roads such as Battery Lane or Granny White. However, it is not as bad as you think it is. But that would be another, let's say, like a small con at least of living in Oak Hill.
And our last con for today is the fact that Oak Hill doesn't really have like a typical downtown presence. Most of Oak Hill is pretty much housing, outdoor spaces, being out in nature, those sorts of things. So if you're looking for restaurants, coffee shops, shopping, all of that kind of stuff, you have to leave Oak Hill. The good thing though is that if you live in the north side of Oak Hill, you're really close to Green Hills, which has excellent shopping, some of the best shopping in the area. And if you live on the south side of Oak Hill, you're really close to Brentwood, which has a lot of amazing restaurants, coffee shops. So even though Oak Hill itself doesn't have like a downtown and a cutesy like town square and all of that kind of stuff, you're still incredibly close. Living in Oak Hill, you're incredibly close to any of those things that you may want to explore or enjoy. But definitely something to consider if you're wanting to be just right in the center of it all. Oak Hill isn't going to really have that feel for you.
Yeah, and just to give you a better idea what Tommy means with literally close by, like if you watched our full vlog tour, you will see that we're actually showing a property which is located north in Oak Hill, and it literally is about 8 minutes away from Green Hill Shopping Mall, from the YMCA, Whole Foods, the local boutiques there. So, even though there's not a downtown area, literally everything is so close by.
Yeah.
All right, so this basically wraps it up, our pro and con video about Oak Hill. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or concerns, just drop it in the comment below. And we hope to see you next time, and we hope to see you around town.
Goodbye.